Sorry, good.
Is there anybody that's not skating or ready to go yet for you?
Just Komarov. Yeah, Komarov is going to be out for the rookie tournament. Yeah, that's the only. Everybody else is available.
Just kind of like a hangover from the Memorial Cup or anything?
No, it's just it's not a major injury. Just a tweak, lower body. Nothing dramatically serious. Just happened in training.
How much do you avoid the temptation to look at this as the first look at some major hammers?
That's a good question. I guess when I'm here, my focus is on the Sabres and trying to do everything that our staff can do, our Rochester staff and player development staff, to put these players in the best position to show well in Sabres camp for the Sabres coaches, for Sabres management, because obviously that's their dream, and to get to the Sabres. That's our goal, to get them to the Sabres. So, there's going to be a good chunk of these guys that will matriculate down to Rochester. But whenever that happens, we'll be ready for them. But right now we're trying to be focused on, it's a pretty cool opportunity. We get to be the first ones to put that jersey on right this year and go out and play another NHL franchise. And that's pretty special. Obviously we've made great strides in the last couple of years as an organization, but Friday night, these guys get to wear that Sabres jersey and play another NHL franchise. And right now our focus is on trying to get them ready for that.
Ben often talks about perspective, and Matt Squares did get two games with you guys.
Yep.
And so what could just that taste of the pro do for him over the summer, maybe?
I think a couple things. One, he's a very competitive young man, and so he wants to be the best all the time he's on the ice. And so I think that it's hard to know what another level is until you're there, and that's the highest, right? Because it's the American League, but it's the American League in the Calder Cup Eastern Conference Finals, and so team that won the Calder Cup. And I think definitely one thing he noticed is how little time and space there is in pro hockey. Whether that is in the American League or in the NHL, there's considerably less time and space, and he's going to adjust to it because he's extremely talented, competitive, and intelligent. So, but it just takes time to adjust that. In junior hockey, you get the puck, you can take 3-4 strides, and then decide what you want to do with it. Where in pro hockey, you get the puck, and you need to know what you want to do with it before you get it. Doesn't mean you have to hurry it, but you need to have that perspective of knowing what you want to do with it before you get it. So I think that, those are things he probably applied and worked on over the summer, and it'll help him here this week and throughout training camp.
Is he one of the guys that you're maybe going to keep a watchful eye on? Just considering, think back to a year ago, he was dealing with the shoulder all summer, so when he showed up, didn't have a real summer, and then he shows up in the middle of the playoff run. You had enough things on your plate that I'm sure that,
Yeah. It's exciting to have him here, healthy, full summer, because the draft summer isn't a great summer for any prospect. Most of them either have long seasons or they go to the under-18 World Championships. Then they train for the combine. Then they have the combine. Then they go to the draft. They have the draft, the ups and downs emotionally of that. Then you go to development camp. Then most of them then go to World Junior Camp. That's all of those things take away time from weight room time and training time. So that first summer after the draft is hard, and then he had a shoulder injury on top of it. So now he's had another season, a little bit of time with us, a full summer, and he put himself in position to come in here and make a high impact.
Is there anything you have to do to get these guys kind of focused in the now? Because there are a good handful of these guys that maybe have their eyes set on the main camp when that starts up, that maybe there's a spot to be had at the NHL level. To keep them locked in, is there anything that you need to do to make sure that they're on point?
Well, we'll talk about those things, but I think that all great competitors want to be where their feet are, and you can be motivated and driven by your goal of making the NHL team, but the only way to do that is try to be great where your feet are today. And today you're in a rookie camp, and tomorrow we get to practice again, and then the next day you get to have a game. And the best way to make the statement that you want to make the team to management, coaches, all that is to be great where we are today. So those are things we'll talk about with them for sure. But I think that the guys, like when you put that NHL jersey on, whether it's a rookie camp or not, their focus is going to be on being great in that jersey that day.
The guys that you had who are out here now, have you seen a lot of what they put in during the summer? Now that you've seen them, they've had a full summer of work and everything. Have you been able to see, hey, they seem like they put the work in?
Yeah, the 5 forwards that were rookies with us, 4 being teenagers. Number one, they all put on lean muscle mass in season last year. That was a goal of ours going into the season, is we were going to lift those guys, those 5, so much in season that we were going to put lean muscle on them within the season. Nick Craven's a phenomenal strength coach, and he did a great job, and they put great work in. So that was one. So then that set them up for a better summer because they weren't losing 10 pounds in the season, right? But you can see just with the eye test how much work those guys did. They look outstanding. They've put strength on. They've put the lower body and the core. We'll get the numbers back from all the testing that we did today. I haven't looked at that yet because we've had a busy day. We'll get that. But as a coach, as long as I've done it, you get the eye test, and you more often than not, you can tell the guys that put the work in. And those 5 in particular all look excellent and look like they've had very productive summers, which is impressive because they didn't get home until the second week of June, so their summer was shortened. But those kids work, and they look like they have really good summers.
Kind of, we see Cooley, somebody was when he came in last year. We saw what he was all season last year. When you see him come into this camp, ready for this season, what stands out that may be different from a year ago?
Well, as strong as he was for an 18-year-old last year, he looks outstanding right now. Physically, looks like he had a very explosive summer. So good for him for not, being overconfident by this year he had and putting a lot of work in. It's very evident. I said to him today, I was like, you're not a rookie anymore, right? And he's only 19 years old, but it's important for him and Isak and Kozak and Kisakov and Cedarquist. They need to be guys that now drive us, our practice habits, our competitiveness, how we want to play, the identity that we want to play with. I said to those guys, don't look around for Mersch and guys like that to do those things. You need to be the tone centers here at this rookie camp. And that's a great opportunity when you're that young to be looked at something like this in a leadership type role. So those are good moments for them to just grow and expect more from themselves.